Okay. And I am live. We are ready. We are getting ready to go with the live afternoon brackets. So the data I get on my screen for this is a little bit odd. Hang tight. Okay, I think we've got 4 runners getting ready to drop. Just need to make sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back.
All right, we have a guest announcer. Guest announcer, introduce yourself.
My name is Andrew Jacobs, and I will be on the mic today for the bracket. So we got 4 runners on. I am from University of Utah, however. Shout out Connecticut. Met someone on the lift. Anyway, we are looking to start first. First up for the ladies. I gotta see a bracket here. So our first pair, our 1v16, is going to be first seed Sydney Crable versus 16 seed Reese Harmon. Fun fact about Sydney, she's actually married to a University of Utah racer, Frankie Brandt. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding last year. It was really, really awesome, guys. I love it. And then Reese turned over from the dark side, former RMC racer. Boo. But she came to the light. She came to the light. Salt Lake City native, Snowbird Sports Education Foundation, shout out. But should be a good matchup. Forerunners with some strong finish. Looks like we have our first matchup in the gate. Sydney Crable versus Reese Harmon.
Who's where, Porter?
Bib number 20 versus bib number 25.
Who's in what color, Port?
This is going to be a heated showdown between the vicious pack of Boulder dogs and the Utes of Salt Lake City. Fun fact about the Utes, they actually consume 25% of all the alcohol in the state of Utah. The Salt Lake Tribune actually just published that. I do cite my sources. And they're off. Looks like we got Sydney on blue, Reese on red, coming down. The red course is a little slick today. A little icy, but nothing that this Snowbird native can't handle. Sydney laying some arcs down. And that one's going to go to Sydney Crable, our 1 seed. Uh-oh, we got some carnage up top. Number 2, that would be, is that Abby Storch versus Piper Lala?
Who's on what course, Porter?
Piper, I hardly know her. Piper looking smooth, mowing down these panels. Abigail Storch is a native of Michigan. Shout out to the Edmund Fitzgerald. 29 souls, never forgotten. Next up, we have Paige Peterson and Kendall McLeod. Kendall referred to herself as a baddie with a fatty. And fact about Paige. She's no fun. Paige Peterson on blue, Kendall McLeod on red. laying down some arcs. Two Utes going at it. Next on course, we got Ellie Dunham versus Annika Ort.
LA on blue. Porter, I need your feedback on who's on.
Some Boulder Dogs going at it. The Boulder Dogs are a vicious pack that actually control most major cities in the U.S., believe it or not. Next in the gate is going to be Charlotte Harder and Evie Barber. I don't know anything about these two girls, so no fun facts for them. Who are on? Next in the gate, we have Jenna Blatchford versus Grace Jensen. Two dogs. Big dogs. Jenna Blatchford is actually our series leader. So she's got some, she's got a reputation to live up to. And clearly she's doing it. Next up, we have Nicole Nolting. Nicole was, I believe, also married a couple years ago. But incorrect. I rescind my statement, but that's okay. That one's going to go to Jenna. Nicole on blue, and is that Hattie? Hattie Sloan on red. Uh-oh. Red course is out. Next on, we got Casey Benjaminson. Shout out Twinningham versus Ashley Hubert. Red is also out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Looks like we have an injury on the side of the hill. Moment of silence for red course. Next up, we're going to have our men's racers. We're starting off with seed 1, bib 6, TJ Weaver, president of the Utes. Fun fact about TJ, he really, really likes big rocks. I love that for you, TJ. TJ's a very inspirational human being. Ski's so fluid. There are some things I want to do with TJ. He's going to be up against 16 seed Owen Wood, more like laying wood, am I right? But he won't be able to lay this wood against TJ, if I'm being so real. The Jit Weaver. As we have an injury timeout on the field. Chat, let me know what you thought about those women racers. We had some really strong finishes there. Really a sad scene on the side of the red course. I'm even more sad than when I saw Joe Burrow go down for the 5th season in a row. Goat. How about Josh Allen, guys? Selling another year in a row? Come on. Chat, do we have any Bills fans? We have a question from the audience. How do we think AI affects ski racing? I gotta think about that one. It's probably gonna take your job, Ashton. That's all I know. Someone coming down in a full American flag kit. That's the most patriotic thing I've seen since Gordon Lightfoot sang the Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Let's give a quick rundown of our pairings here while we're at it. Like I said, we're gonna have seed 1 TJ Weaver, president of the Utes, versus bib 16 Owen, aka Layan Wood. Oh, bib 30, sorry. For the 8 and 9 seed, we have bib 17 versus 41 Hamilton Peterson versus Harrison Wilson. Fun fact about Harrison, he really likes big trains. Now, I'm not necessarily sure he likes running trains, but when you see a big train go by, this kid will never fail to go choo-choo. For our 4 versus 13, we have Tucker Schultz versus James McNamara. Tucker Schultz is actually incognito as I guess you could say he's an influencer, running one of the most famous Instagram ski racing accounts in the world, actually. Oh, yeah. Then we're going to have Dylan Kelly, DK, against Clayton Serber. Now, if DK lives anything up to his name, he's absolutely going to Donkey Kong this course. Good googly moogly. Next, we're going to have Jasper Schmidt versus Frankie Brandt. Frankie Brandt, Sidney Crable's husband. Fun fact about Frankie, he's actually, at one point in his life, was a top 100 competitive yo-yoer in the world. You got to see this guy on the strings. It's absolutely unbelievable. He's flinging it left and right, up and down, and I mean, if he can, I'm gonna stop myself actually. And he's gonna be going up against Jasper Schmidt. Jasper at the top told me that he really likes birds. Me too, Jasper. Jasper's favorite breed of bird would actually be a Delta Gamma, with Alpha Phi close second. After that, we're gonna have Dylan Thompson versus Connor Hamlin. Now, if you know anything about Connor Hamlin, that is an absolute menace right there. He eats Zins like candy. That's all I'm going to say. And no, I don't mean packing an upper decky. I mean eating them. Full stomach. We're going to have John Scanlon, the 7 seed, against Nico. I don't even know how to say your last name, buddy. You're my teammate. I'm never going to figure it out. But John has been a strong freshman for us, taking, I think 5th in the GS last Sunday. And some other strong finishes, 6 or 7. I don't even know. But John's on his way to being wifed up too, so we're rooting for him. Then for our 2 versus 15, we're gonna have Sean Collins versus Riley Schmidt. Riley Schmidt at the top told me that he's a Jimmy Dean connoisseur. Now that's someone that loves some meat in his mouth. It's the sausage patties, the bacon, the croissant. I'm drooling just thinking about it. So we definitely have some intriguing matchups. So chat, why don't we get some predictions? So we got 1 versus 16 here. I think that's a pretty easy prediction if you've ever seen Go Bills and go Utes. Tom Weaver, I'm so sorry, man. It must hurt to be a Bills fan. And look, I'm a Bengals fan, so I can't really talk, but yeah. So TJ, if you're listening, your dad's watching, so the pressure's on. All right, looks like our injury timeout is over, and we are going to proceed with our race. All right, looks like the men are about to get started here. We're going to have TJ Weaver on blue, laying wood on red. We are waiting for Ski Patrol to get back up to the top, just so we, just in case something else were to happen, God forbid. Unfortunately, our Storm and Mormon, Daniel Standage, is not in the bracket this year, but if he was, you know he'd be shaking that bed. Sorry, that's someone else's job. He'd be soaking that course.
Okay, this is Eric again. I hope you guys are enjoying our guest announcer, Andrew. He's going to stick with us. I wanted to jump in and apologize for being late getting the live stream going. So we were supposed to be live at 12:30. We came on at 1 due to some challenges in the morning. Looks like we're getting our skiers loaded in the top, but we can't race until we're waiting on that ski patrol to cycle back around. I hear chanting from a school down below me. I wanted to do a quick sponsor read. We couldn't have this program and keep this race course maintained and running without these guys. Leitner Poma, Timberline Bank, Shaw Construction, Greater Grand Junction Sports Commission, Reams and Reams Law, Intermountain Health, Rocky Mountain Orthopedics, Dufford Wadlick Law, Rocky Toppers and Campers, Towie Adventure Tow Bungees, All Sound Designs, and of course the Board and Buckle for supporting the CMU ski team. Okay, we got racers in the course. Here we go.
And our most important sponsor, Pabst Blue Ribbon. How could we forget? Course is clear. Men are about to kick us off.
All officials are calling clear all the way up the radios from the bottom to the top.
And they're off. TJ Weaver on blue, Owen Wood on red. Holy, ladies and gentlemen. Watch Mr. Weaver there. That's just so fluid. He's laying it down dirtier than the last stall in the lodge. And I'm speaking from experience. That was heinous. TJ Weaver with a big lead coming across the finish. So nonchalant. Oh, my goodness. Next up, we're going to have Hamilton Peterson and Harrison Wilson. We're going to have Harrison Wilson on blue, Hamilton Peterson on red. Can I get a big choo-choo from the crowd? Yes, sir. Dogs, let me hear some barking. Bark, 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 bark. This one's neck and neck, ladies and gentlemen. Are we seeing this? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hamilton out. Wilson takes the win right there, and he's moving on. Next on course, we got Tucker Schultz, Mr. Fluorinated Crack versus James McNamara. Now that is some cracked skiing if I've ever seen it. We got Tucker on red. James on blue. That one's going to go to Tucker, ladies and gentlemen. In the pants. Woo-wee! That's sexy. Next, we got DK. DK versus Clayton Serber. I don't know who's on what. Y'all got to tell me. I believe DK's on red. Blue course is taking a 2-gate lead here. Mowing these panels down like a landscaper. Next, we're going to have Jasper Schmidt, the bird aficionado himself, versus Frankie Brandt.
Who's on quarter?
Now, if he can rip this course like he can rip a yo-yo set, I think Frankie's got this one in the bag. Someone say bag? Oh, 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 U-T-A-H. Let's go Utes, baby. Frankie on red. Hanging in there. Oh, able to take a lead. That is one dexterous man if I've ever seen one. Oh, photo finish. I don't know who took that one. Jasper with the win. You hear that, birds? Someone's not going home alone tonight. Next, we got Dylan Thompson versus Connor Hamlin. Connor with some unorthodox form. Uh-oh. Connor, keep going. Oh, yeah. Oh! We got carnage left and right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now on course, we got John Scanlon versus Nico. Two Utes going at it for bragging rights. This is another man who won't be going home alone. Oh! Wow. Face plant out of Nico. I hope he's okay. That was Slalom Tokyo Drift-esque, and Mr. Scanlon going to take the win there. That's someone else that's not going home alone tonight. Stop, start to check on Nico. Oh, I spoke it into existence, guys. I'm so sorry, Nico. While we wait, we're going to have Sean Collins versus Riley Schmidt to finish us off for the round of 16. Top 16 is single elimination, so whoever loses is going home, unfortunately. Top 4 is going to be double elimination. So you get a second chance. It's going to make things interesting. Looks like Nico is slowly but surely getting up. That kid is a trooper right there, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a round of applause for Nico? Fallen soldier. Big.
Oh, shit.
Harrison, I know you love the sound buttons right here. We can keep this going for you.
Oh, shots fired! Oh, shots fired!
Who's on aux, by the way? Crowd, let me see your best frat flick real quick. Oh, yeah. Lexi, that needs work, buddy. I don't know what you're doing. That's more like it. There you go. More nonchalant. All right, and they're off. Riley Schmidt versus Sean Collins. I know who I got my money on. Looks like we got Riley on red, Sean on blue. Sean was getting late, a little bit of trouble. Oh, Riley, pull up that line, buddy. Not equal. Looks like blue course is going to take this one as he coasts through the finish. Finish strong, Riley. I got a Jimmy Dean sandwich for you over here if you want one. And that'll finish off our round of 16, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that, we're going to have For the Elite Eight, we're going to have TJ Weaver versus Harrison Wilson. Harrison, I'm sorry in advance, buddy. We're going to have Tucker Schultz versus Dylan Kelly. Then we're going to have Jasper Schmidt versus Dylan Thompson and John Scanlon versus Sean Collins. On the women's side, Elite Eight, we're going to have Sydney Crable versus Piper Lala. Piper, sorry in advance. Paige Peterson versus Ellie Dunham. Evie Barber. Someone correct me. Is it Evie? Evie Barber versus Jenna Blatchford, our series leader. And then we're going to have Nicole Nolting versus Casey Benjaminson. Battle of the Dogs. Bark, 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 bark. Still going to be single elimination for our Elite Eight round before we move on to the Final Four, which, like I said, is going to be double elimination. Give the skiers a second chance. TJ, we're getting some love from your dad over here. That's my boy! So, for those in the chat, unfortunately, we do not have information down here in the booth of who's starting on which course. So, we're kind of just going off form and, equipment and whatnot, just making our best judgment call on who we think's on what. I've been informed to say that that's not true.
No, we find out right at the last minute which gate they choose. So they go up to the gate. Whoever's the highest seed gets to choose gate. So we don't find out until the last second. So it's a little hard to get all the information out. Keep in mind, you can watch the at powderhornracing.org. You can go to live timing, and on today's the Saturday, CMU Saturday, you'll see a document that will take you right to the live sheet, and you'll be able to see my adjustments happening live. You can't just look at the website. You have to click on the link and go to the site or to the sheet and look at it on your own device.
All right, we're going to have Sydney Crable on the blue course and Piper Lala on the red to kick us off with the Elite Eight here. Now, for those watching on the live stream, the blue course has been faster today. The blue course is, I believe, set a bit straighter. The surface is holding up a bit better on blue. Red's pretty slick, so if you're racing on red and you take the win, that means something to me, man. All right, starters confirmed. We are ready to go, and they're off. Crable on blue, Lala on red. Sydney out of this beautiful state of Washington, charge and taking a big lead here. Our New Hampshireite, shout out. We got plenty of those on the Utes team over here. Pulling in second. We got Sydney taking the win. She's going to move on to our Final Four. Next skiers on, we got Paige Peterson versus Ellie Dunham. Another classic battle of the Dogs and the Utes, and Paige is out. So Ellie, just hold on. If Ellie can just hold on, she's off to the Final Four. And we got Mr. Riley Schmidt here to say something.
What's going on, everybody? It's been an amazing day out here. Beautiful weather. Big shout out to the hill here. Powderhorn's been incredible hosts.
And we got our next racers on. That's going to be Evie Barber versus Jenna Blatchford. Jenna taking a 2-gate lead, it looks like, on blue course. Mowing down these panels, baby. We got Evie holding it down, strong run. Jenna's going to take the win there, moving on to the Final Four. So far, it is all Boulder Dogs in the Final Four. Bark, 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 bark. We got Nicole versus Casey. So, whoever wins, we're going to have a Final Four of all dogs. Let me get some barks. That's what we like to hear. Not really, though. Go Utes. And Casey's going to take that one. So we have our Final Four now. Sydney Crable is going to be facing off against Ellie Dunham and Jenna Blatchford versus Casey Benjaminson. And this is going to be a double elimination round, like I said. 2 shots. Now, I know it's all friendly competition, but I want to see you ladies going uterus to the wall. Let's go, baby. You get 2 shots at this. First run, y'all better be pushing it. We need to see some action. All right. For our men's Elite 8, we're going to start off with TJ Weaver versus Harrison Wilson. Battle of the Utes there. Like I said, Harrison, sorry in advance, buddy. TJ's he's just him, frankly. I believe we're waiting for athletes to cycle around here. We're going to have Riley Schmidt give us a course report on the red course here.
We've got 2 wonderful courses out there today. Blue seems to be running faster this afternoon. Red's been pretty loose. Both starting to get a little chewed up here, but it's going to be about who can hit the front of the boot and ride that rut this afternoon.
This is going to be some hard-nosed skiing here. Ground and pound. 3 yards at a time. That's all you need, right? Shout out to Powderhorn and shout out to CMU for hosting us this weekend. Just a proposition for next year. I vote that we move one of the DJ booths to the finish corral. I think that would get things going a little bit. We got a University of Denim flag coming down here. They never fail to impress with their Canadian tuxes. Chat, let's get our predictions for the Final Four here for the women. So, like I said, we're going to have Sydney Crable versus Ellie Dunham. So, drop your predictions. Let's hear it. Crowd and chat. What do we think, Sydney or Ellie? Round of applause for Sydney. All right, now round of applause for Ellie, too. Wow, looks like, all right. Got some more support for there. Frankie, I got to hear you speak up, man. Cheer for your Wi-Fi. So, listen up. If you are a qualifying racer, meaning you're going to the next round, you get to use the Racer Express line at the lift just to expedite things, get things moving a bit faster, all right? Skip the line, baby. Ski patrol line, I guess. Why are libraries so tall? Because they have many stories. What's the hardest part of a vegetable to eat? The wheelchair. Sorry, guys. All right, but if you can rip a sit ski, that's some serious, serious skill. I've given that a try a couple times. It's a lot harder than you think. I may be there in a couple years, but. Yeah. What did one eye say to the other? Between us, something smells. Bacon and eggs walk into a restaurant. The host says, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast here."
Big boy!
Clearly the jokes are not landing. What did the duck say to the waiter when he brought the check? Put it on my bill. You're killing me, guys.
Okay, so for those of you at home, there's people down at the bottom saying, "Say something funny."
I'm getting the heat up here. Why did the ketchup blush? He saw the salad dressing. What did the elephant ask the naked man? How do you breathe out of that thing? Why does the mermaid wear seashells? There you go, Marcus. She outgrew her bee shells. What does one boob say to the other boob? If we don't get support, people are going to think we're nuts. How do you spot a blind man on a nude beach? It's not hard. What do you call a useless piece of skin on a penis? A man. Just kidding, guys. We all know men are always right.
All right, I wish we had a mic in the finish corral to hear the reactions. I'm sure at home it just sounds dry, but up here, it's pretty funny.
Thank you. What do you do if your wife starts smoking? Slow down and use some lube.
Okay, all right, he's cut off. He's cut off.
That one was for you, Daniel, by the way. In other big news, on that note, can we get a round of applause for Mr. Daniel Standage on his engagement? We're going to have not our first, but our second Utah Mormon wedding, baby. That's what we love to hear. All right, looks like we got racers in the start. It's going to be Sydney Crable versus Ellie Dunham. Now, if Sydney's smart, she's going to pick the blue course. Oh, sorry, guys. Take it back. The women just went. I'm an idiot. We're going to have TJ Weaver on blue and Harrison Wilson on red. Sorry for the confusion. We're still in the Elite Eight here, single elimination. All right, they're off. Mr. Weaver. Look at TJ, man. So inspirational. Harrison hanging in there, actually doing better than I thought.
So
No
dynamic
shade,
and
no shade.
fluid,
But
yeah. Look at these guys.
TJ's just him. And that one's gonna go to TJ, of course. Choo choo! The train is in the station. Next, we're gonna have Tucker Schultz versus Dylan Kelly. This monkey's going to tumble down this course, boys. But if Tucker can ski like he can put on a beautiful pair of pants like that, I'm putting my money on Tucker. Tucker? I hardly know her. All right, men are off. Tucker's on blue. Dylan's on red. Dylan with an early lead on the red course. Surprising given the conditions. Let's see if Tuck can catch him. Over the roll. Oh, neck and neck, baby. Oh, this one's going to be a photo finish. Holy photo finish. I haven't seen a race that close since the Piston Cup when Lightning McQueen and the King and Chick Hicks all made a three-way tie. He did what in his cup? Next, we're going to have Jasper Schmidt versus Dylan Thompson. Let's hear some barks. All right, you got to keep it going the whole way down, guys. Keep going. They got to hear it from the course. We got Big Bro in the booth here supporting Lil Bro. Lil Bro's not skiing like Lil Bro, though. Dylan's going to take that one, and he's moving on to our final four. Next up, we're going to have John Scanlon versus Sean Collins. We got someone special watching in the crowd, so he's got to put on for the city. Looks like we got John on red, Sean on blue. Absolutely going for it. This is electric, boys. Uh-oh. And John is out on red, unfortunately. Sorry, buddy. All right, Sean Collins going to take that one. We got our final four set up for the men. We're going to have TJ Weaver versus Tucker Schultz. This is a matchup that we've seen a couple times in the past. Reminder, take the shortcut at the lift line, guys. We got to get back around. And then we're going to have Dylan Thompson versus Sean Collins.
So skiers, what that means is you can cut the line in the skiers, what they call it? The turbo line or something?
The Racer Express line.
Yeah, Racer Express. Or patrol line.
Just mog on everyone in the lift line. You have to wait in this? Freaking loser.
As a reminder, it's going to be double elimination going into the top four. So to get to our winner and the second race for third and fourth position. Each skier is going to race both courses, red and blue.
Looks like we have our women racers back up at the top. We're going to get this Final Four going in just a minute here. All right, we're going to start off with Jenna Blatchford versus Casey Benjaminson. We haven't seen a dogfight this good since Mike Vick was still in the league. All right, they're off. Looks like we got Jenna on red, Casey on blue. Jenna making the smart move, doing her red course run first. Oh, this one's pretty close, guys. Coming down to it, another photo finish. Woo! Casey's going to take that one. Next, we're going to have Sydney Crable on blue and Ellie Dunham on red. Sydney taking an early lead. Looking solid. That one's going to go to Sydney, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you can't really be disappointed if you're a dog fan out there.
All right, that was Sydney with a 1.366 advantage going into the second run.
Casey's going to have a .132 advantage going into run 2 against Jenna. Neck and neck. Beautiful job, Slippers. We appreciate that. Coming down with their bags on their back. Someone say bag. If we have anyone in the audience who wants to come up here and tell a joke or a little riddle or course report or something. Looks like we got Mr. Brandt on the camera shooting us. Frankie, give a shout out to your Wi-Fi right here.
Just taking it down, no question, all day.
There we go. You heard it from the man. Looks like Daichi's got a joke. We got our 2 photographers. All right, what do we got to say?
What sushi A say to sushi B? What's up, B?
Wasabi, I get it.
I think there's someone in the crowd that goes by the name of Ashton Hicks that would like to come up and tell a joke. Better come up with something good, buddy. We got Mr. Smash here to tell us a joke. What do we got?
You put me on the spot like this, guy.
Well, what's it gonna be?
My ski racing career? Like, holy crap.
We've got a Matthew Icicle up in the booth ready to tell a joke.
Well, actually, what I was going to do is educate some people about Colorado ski racing. We've got a prom every year, which is great for guys like Riley, who never had prom dates in high school. But it's all set up by the two social captains, myself and Grace Jensen. So, in the spirit of that, Grace Jensen, will you go to prom with me? She said yes!
How can we follow that one up, ladies and gentlemen? Love is in the air. We got proms, we got weddings left and right. Only thing to cap it off would be some team cest. Oh, I didn't say that. Don't worry, we've been getting after it. Lexi Ornstein's bid to the bracket was promised to her 3,000 years ago. Guess not anymore.
Sounds like some of the men are getting up to the top.
This is lining up to be an absolutely electric Final Four out of the men. So let's hear from the crowd. Who do we think, Tucker or TJ? You know who my vote is. Now, it seems like the strategy out of the top seeds would be to take the red course first in the Final Four, given that's the more challenging one. Give yourself a bit more of an easier time, or at least some time to catch up if you don't win the first one.
All right, we were just having a conversation in here about the top four are not single elimination. The last couple years, the top four was double elimination. Sorry, it was single elimination. And so this year we switched it to double elimination, which it's not as simple as the fastest skier chooses the fastest course. Now they both have to ski both courses, the good and the bad, and we're going to see who the better skier is or who takes more chances.
Is Mr. Harrison Wilson in the crowd over there? When he gets down, I need him to tell a joke.
I page Ivan Jensen to the box, please. Ivan Jensen, you're needed in the timing box.
Announce from down there.
Yeah, go.
Yeah. I mean, so Yep, so we got
Just chose red.
TJ Weaver choosing the red course for his first heat of the Final Four. Tucker Schultz going to be on blue. Got Mr. Ivan Jensen here to tell us a joke. Not a joke. This is very serious.
Very serious. First of all, Nordic skiing's better than this stuff. Alpine racing on bottom, Nordic skiing on top. That's all I gotta say.
Give me the damn mic. The mic is making its way down
Okay, here
to
we go.
the audience.
Skiers on course. TJ Weaver chose the red course. Tucker Schultz on the blue course.
TJ like a magnet
Oh,
to
blue
those
course
gates,
out.
just like me to Ryan's mom. Oh my goodness.
Okay, remember, guys, you've got another run. Get back to the top. You get another chance. Tucker Schultz is only behind by the max differential of 1.5. Sean Collins is on blue. Dylan Thompson is on red. Skiers on course. So the faster seed, Sean Collins, chose the blue course. See how this works out. Close. It's tight. Dylan giving him a run.
Sean going to take that one. As I just caught a face full of powder right there. Doing that later.
Sean Collins with a lead of 0.65 seconds going into the second runs.
So first heat of the men's went to TJ Weaver and to Sean Collins. But we got run 2 still to go.
Okay, we are getting ready for the women to get back to the top for the second run of the dual eliminations Final Four. I'm waiting to hear who's getting in the gate first.
So a quick update on my promposal. Turns out not so dissimilar from high school. She's already been asked, or she doesn't want to go with me. Semantics don't really matter about that. But either way, I decided I'd ask the true love of my life, Anya Maynard. Will you please go to prom with me? And do you have a date already, or like? No? Yes!
Go give her a hug. Now with the mic down in the finish corral, we're going to be able to get some finisher interviews, some course reports. We're going to have
we've got
Sydney versus
and Ellie in the start gate. As a reminder, Sydney has a 1.3 advantage going into this race. So Ellie's got to beat her by more than 1.3 to take it. Here we go. Sydney is on red. Sydney is on red. Ellie is on blue.
Ellie off to an early lead on the red course, which is surprising. Sydney. Oh, wait. Oops, sorry. My bad. Sydney on red. Ellie pulling it back in, though. Ooh, it's going to be close. What do we got?
Sydney won by 0.26. That is a wrap. Sydney moving forward to the final.
Moving on to the final. Ellie, Sydney, let's get a course report.
Okay, up on course. We've got Jenna
Bumpy out
on
there.
blue and Casey on red.
Jenna's going to take that one. Tell him.
That was dumb.
Jenna just won that one by 0.484. That makes her the winner. Jenna Blatchford going to the finals by 0.352.
What do you got to say, Jenna? Beautiful.
Okay, so the losers of that bracket cycle back around for the third and fourth place race.
The loser bracket, as we affectionately refer to it.
The small final consolation race.
The toilet bowl.
Hard not to be a Dogs fan this afternoon. Can I get some barks in the chat, please?
Bark, bark, bark. We're going to have heat number 2 for our men. We're going to have TJ Weaver on the blue and Tucker Schultz on the red going at it again. Honestly, I think this should be the final. Shout out Dylan and Sean, though.
Okay, so as a reminder, the men coming up, we have TJ Weaver with a max differential advantage of 1.5 seconds going against Tucker Schultz for the second round. And the other one is going to be Sean Collins, has a 0.657 advantage against Dylan Thompson. That's going to be a good race, I think.
We're going to have a joke from Miss Zoe Robinson right here.
What's the difference between a really gross bus station and a lobster with breast implants? One's a crusty bus station and the other's a busty crustacean.
I actually laughed at that one. That's a good one right there. No, Sadie's got one. Miss Sadie Gregory, everybody.
This is for all those backcountry skiers out there.
What do you call a prostitute lying on the snow? A surface whore.
Next, we got Miss Ruthie Hilding.
Okay, so this actually isn't a joke. I would like to make a correction to something that Andrew said earlier. He said men are always right, which is incorrect. And if you need proof, I have a presentation. I'll send it over.
It was all ChatGPT. You know that AI stuff is all some bull crap. This guy looks like he wants to tell a joke. Gotta say.
I drank too much coat water last night.
Good joke. Clearly affecting his performance. Can't say I was much better.
This is for the bird guy out there. What do you call a bird with erectile dysfunction? Just a peacock.
Just like me. Hogs, anyone got a joke? Monica Ort does.
6 was scared of 7, but why was 10 scared? 6 was scared of 7, but why was 10 scared? 'Cause it was in between 9/11.
Too soon, Annika. Last I checked, we live in America. Chat, let's get some food recommendations going, all right? I'm hungry. Do we have any Grand Junction natives here? We're hearing some loud barks from the lift here as our final 4 women make their way back up. H has a joke. On. Hope you got a joke. Seen a lot of flamingos out here. Pretty nice. The elusive blue flamingo, as you see on my shorts here, is actually native to the Great Salt Lake.
We are looking for the top 4 men to cycle back around. As a reminder, TJ Weaver has that max differential of 1.5. He's going to be on the blue course, which is the faster course this round, which should make his life pretty easy. Tucker Schultz will be on the red course. And then the next pairing is going to be, let's see, Sean Collins has the 0.6 advantage. He'll be on a red course this go around. Dylan Thompson will be on the blue course. So Dylan has a chance of reeling this in and taking this win if he makes a good run down blue because it's been faster all day.
What happened to that other girl? Here comes Mr. Harry Williams himself. Choo choo! Look at those locks flowing in the wind out of our token Swiss right here, Mr. Marcus Hersbrunner Rice. Now I know these two gentlemen both have jokes on deck. Let's hear them, boys. We're gonna have Harrison go first.
Looks like we got racers. I see 4 racers just came in at the top.
Okay, this one's for the couples out there. I told my wife that she was drawing her eyebrows too high. She looked surprised.
Ha! Now for Marcus.
That was a good one. I don't know if I can follow that up, but what do you call a deer with no eyes? I have no idea.
I've heard that one before. Anyway, we're going to have TJ Weaver versus Tucker Schultz, round 2. Two good kittens in the start. Meow.
Okay, here we go. We've got TJ Weaver on the blue course, Tucker Schultz on the red course.
And they're off. TJ on blue and Tucker on red. Tucker taking a quick lead. Uh-oh, Tucker out.
Tucker's out.
Bang ding ow.
TJ puts on the brakes. He's just going to finish.
TJ
safely.
going to coast to the finish here. Turn on the cruise control. You switch through the finish. That was so hesh, TJ. Come here, good boy.
Okay, Sean Collins, bib 10 is on red. Dylan Thompson, bib 35 is on blue. As a reminder, TJ and Tucker cycle back around. You've got 2 more runs.
What do we have to say from TJ?
You smacked the lip. Whip out. Coming hot. All right, 2 more.
Let's go, baby. Tucker.
Yeah, Vale did it.
Fuck Vale. Excuse my French.
So those guys just blasted through the start gate so hard that they broke the start gate. They're up there repairing it right now. As they repair that start gate up there, we've got Sean Collins with a .657 advantage over Dylan Thompson. But Collins gets, oh, that was on red course. So, no, that was on blue course. So Dylan Thompson gets the faster course. Got a good chance here. This will be a close one. All right, quick sponsor read while we're waiting. Lightner Poma, we move people. Lightner Poma of America offering a complete line of cable transport systems. Timberline Bank, a full service and independent locally owned bank. Shaw Construction, building buildings and relationships that last. Greater Grand Junction Sports Commission, supporting outdoor sporting events of all types across Western Colorado. Reams and Reams Law, specializing in estate and probate matters. Intermountain Health and Rocky Mountain Orthopedics. You fall down, go boom. These guys can help put you back together. I don't think that's how they would term it, but that's how I'm saying it.
Orthopedics for when you go bang, ding, ow. We're going to have a shout out right here.
Let's go, Speedy Sean Collins.
Yeah.
And who was that?
It's Emily. Let's go, Sean. I can hype you up from down here. That's to you. We never make it this far.
Clearly love is in the air. Holy.
So Sean is at the top. He can hear you, so I'm sure he appreciates the kind words.
She's calling you low, bro.
All right, looks like they've got the gate fixed. Racers are going back in. So as a reminder, we've got Dylan Thompson on the blue course, Sean Collins on red.
Going to give 2 more shout outs to our sponsors, Ex-Wife's Place and Beto's Mexican Eatery, keeping us fueled in all the right and wrong ways.
Racers look ready.
And they're off, ladies and gentlemen. Sean on red, Dylan on blue. Pretty tight matchup here. Dylan's taking a half a gate lead coming in the finish. Dylan, looks like it's going to go to Dylan there. But what's the margin?
It is enough. Dylan takes it. Dylan Thompson by .077. He won that one by .7. He had .657 to work with for a differential of .077. Dylan Thompson moving on to the finals. Sean Collins, get back on the lift. You're going to race for third against Tucker Schultz. Okay, we've got Sydney, bib 20, and Jenna, bib 12 in the finals. In the finals, they've got 2 runs to decide who wins this one. I don't know yet who's choosing what color. It looks like Sydney is the #1 qualifier, so she will get to choose the first color. Okay, we're gonna race. We're gonna do the small final race. This is Ellie Dunham. Casey Benjaminson gets to choose the gate color first. I'm waiting to hear what gate she chooses. That's bib 6. Casey Benjamin versus Ellie Dunham, Benjaminson. So Casey qualified. Okay, Casey's taking blue. Casey's taking blue. Ellie Dunham on red.
Fun fact about Casey, she actually has a sister on the Utah club team as well. So we are really keeping it in the family here.
Racers look ready. Here we go. Up at the top, Sydney just chose blue. Jenna's on red for the final.
Casey coming in the finish here on blue course. Looks like Casey's going to take it. Great effort out of Ellie, too.
Okay.
in some fashionable drip.
Okay, final racers on course. This is Sydney on blue, Jenna on red. Casey just won that last one with a .56 advantage going into the second run.
Neck and neck as we come into the final stretch here. Who's it going to
This is for
be?
first
Looks
and
like
second.
Sydney's pulling away. And it's going to be Sydney across the line first.
.505. And Sydney wins with a .505 advantage going into the second run. That is close enough. That is within reach. In the shack here, we're thinking there could be an upset on this race. We're going to see what happens here, but it's close enough that because it's not single elimination, whoever is the best skier is going to win today's race for sure.
Tired and I have to pee.
Feel that, girl.
Okay, coming in on the YouTube chat, Tom Weaver says, fun fact, Dylan and TJ raced together at the Park City or on the Park City ski team.
Keeping it in the family, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of keeping it in the family, we are now going to have an announcement out of Mr. John Scanlon. So pay attention, everybody.
What's up, guys? We all know I was not going to make a sign for this, so I had ChatGPT write me a little something. We got roses are red, prom nights are neat. If you go to prom with me, I'll keep it mostly PG. Lexi, will you go to prom with me?
All right, next year I'm going to have a camera down at the bottom.
This prom date was promised 3,000 years ago. Our first Utes promposal of the season. Oh, yeah. What does a puppy and a nearsighted gynecologist have in common? A wet nose.
Just wanted to let all those CU Boulder dogs know that my dear friend Sienna, she's still dateless for prom, so wipe her up real fast. She's in that. She's right there. Just so everyone knows. She's from Aspen.
Sure, that makes a difference. What did the worm say after he crawled out of the pile of spaghetti? That was one hell of an orgy. Thank you for that one.
Okay, downhill microphone. I just got word that we got to take it down a couple notches.
Copy that.
Andrew is making his way back into the booth. This is guest announcer Andrew. Okay, so we are waiting for the men to cycle back around. We are getting ready to start the small final and main final. So in the small final, we will have Tucker Schultz versus Sean Collins. Sean Collins is the number 2 seed versus Tucker, the number 4 seed. So Sean will get first pick of the race course, but of course they're going to have to race both courses. So it will be interesting. And then our 1 and 2 racers, TJ Weaver, number 1 seed, will get the first pick. Last time he picked red, which I thought was brave. We'll see if he does that again. And then Dylan Thompson, the number 3 seed, going for the final. Guys, this race is so good, they stopped the lift so you could watch it. We'll hopefully have racing here soon. All right, I see racers getting up to the start. Here we go. We're getting close. All right, we're going to start with Tucker Schultz and Sean Collins. Colors where? Okay, Tucker Schultz is choosing blue. Sean Collins is choosing red. Here we go, racers on course.
Oh, we got some whirlybird action.
Both of them did whirlybirds around. They're whirlybirding over and over again. Okay, now they both just got back on course.
Tucker Schultz with a strong lead coming in the finish here, and that one's going to go to Tucker. Beautiful, beautiful whirlybirds, boys. TJ versus Dylan is off. Looks like TJ picked red course again. Dylan's going to be on blue. TJ takes a strong lead. But let's see, as the blue course gets tighter, he might catch up. Dylan crawling his way back. Oh, this one's going to come down to it. And it looks like, ooh, it might have been Dylan. We are awaiting the time. Just based off the visual, looked like Dylan got that one, but we do not have an official time yet. Give us 2 seconds. Announcement from the top. All athletes in the finish are going to need to help loop back around and pull the course after we're done racing here. Hear that, everybody? Got some work to do. All right, Dylan took that one by .279. He's going to have a 2/10 lead going into the second heat against TJ for the championship here. But I know my glorious king has that in the bag. TJ's like MJ in the paint. Just absolutely unstoppable.
And that was a good race. We had to check the times twice.
So as we go into our final here, Sydney Crable's going to have a half-second lead over Jenna Blatchford. Jenna's got some ground to make up, but it appears that Jenna's going to have the easier course, so we'll see if she can get it done. And then for the women's consolation bracket, Casey also has a half-second lead over Ellie. Same thing. Ellie's going to have the easier course for this one, so let's see if she can make some ground up.
Okay, sounds like we've got women at the start. We're going to find out who's going where here. So I think we're going to start with the small final, the consolation racing for third and fourth. That is going to be Ellie Dunham on the blue course, Casey Benjaminson on the red course. Okay, Casey has an advantage of 0.5 going into this race, but she's on red course. So Ellie, that's going to be. Okay, so Casey is going on the red course. Gotta keep it. Like she can lose, but she can't lose by more than 0.565. I think I just saw a skier ski up.
We're going to have our consolation bracket final first. Ellie versus Casey. We're going to have Ellie on blue and Casey on red. All right, the women are getting in the gate, getting ready to go. Finish. Let's get loud for these women.
Look ready, here we go.
Casey off to an early lead.
That's Casey's on red, Ellie's on blue.
And it looks like Ellie's pulled it back.
The bottom of the blue tends to be faster.
Ooh, another photo finish. Ellie took that one by .04.
But it's not enough. Casey Benjaminson gets third place.
And here we go. All the marbles right here. Sydney Crable versus Jenna Blatchford. We got Sydney on red, Jenna on blue. Coming down. Uh-oh. Little mishap out. Oh. Jenna mowing down these panels. Looks like her hand got caught in the gate. Sydney's still holding on to this lead, but oh, Jenna's catching up. And Jenna's going to take that one by .229, but once again, it is not enough.
Not enough. Sydney, winner by .276.
So Sydney Crable is our winner for the women today. Jenna Blatchford in second. Casey Benjaminson in third, and Ellie Dunham in fourth. That is a Boulder dog sweep right there. But go Utso. As we patiently await our men's final, I just want to give a shout out to Eric and Porter here in the finish shack doing the timing and the announcing all morning. Can we get a round of applause for them? I have just been informed that they are actually father and son, and their wife and mom is the starter as well. It's a family affair.
Hey,
Keep
Sarah.
it in the family.
Sarah, I know you can hear me up there. I've been really thinking. I've been waiting for a long time. But will you go out with me?
Guys, she said yes.
She said no. Do
Oh, shots fired! Oh!
I was just talking to Andrew through how our audio system works. So for the viewers on YouTube, you can't hear the music that we're listening to, but up here it's like a party with music cranking. But so that our YouTube video doesn't get taken down to copyright infringement, I don't put the music into the live YouTube. Okay, we got to be getting close to the men cycling back to the top. We've got 2 races left to decide the big winner and who finishes 3rd and 4th. Now, on the last race, Tucker Schultz and Sean Collins both did whirlybirds out of the start. So they apparently are not super focused on who gets 3rd and 4th here.
I vote that they ski the whole course switch. Looks like our men have made it back up to the start.
Okay,
about to get it going here.
Okay, Tucker Schultz.
We're going to start with our consolation race. We're going to have Tucker Schultz, bib 2 on red, and we're going to have Sean Collins, bib 10 on blue.
It looks like I see skiers at the top. We are
All right, we got Sean Collins and Tucker Schultz in the gate. Like I said, Tucker on red, Sean on blue. Let's see what these boys got. I think they should ski the whole course switch, personally.
okay.
And they're off. Donnie Pelletier style. Straight out of Maine right there. Finest athlete. Perfect imitations. Tucker's got it. That's immaculate form right there. See, that's what we call pointing it downhill, bub. May as well throw the Fisher RC4 210s on these boys, because that is some real old-fashioned racing there. And it looks like Donnie Pelletier took that one. Point him downhill, Bob. But in all seriousness,
Tucker takes it. Tucker gets 3rd. Sean Collins gets 4th.
Now we're going to have the big one, and they're on. TJ on red, Dylan on blue.
Okay, TJ on the faster course here.
Or wait, I take it back.
Only has
TJ
to
on
win
blue.
by a little. TJ on blue. He's just got to win by .279.
Coming down to it, TJ's got a big lead. He's going to come through the finish.
And TJ Weaver is yours champion. TJ Weaver wins the dual slalom.
Yes, TJ! We love you, TJ! U-T-A-H! U-T-A-H! There we go, ladies and gentlemen. What an awesome day of racing. We're going to go grab an interview of our winners. Where's Sydney Crable and TJ Weaver? And I think we need a special interview out of Sean Collins and Tucker Schultz as well, because that was some of the driftiest skiing I've seen in years, boys. Here's our men's champion for the day, TJ Weaver. What do we got to say?
I just want to shout out Sherry Weaver at home, probably watching, hopefully. Maybe she fell asleep and turned it off, but that's all right. Tom Weaver, shout out. Love the duels. Last one, happy to do it fast.
Sweet. That's our president senior right there. And where's Sydney Crable? Come here, our women's champion for the day. What do we got to say?
Happy to be out here. Sco Buffs.
Sco Buffs. And I think we need a special interview out of Mr. Tucker Schultz and Sean Collins right here. What do you have to say about that skiing?
Oh, well, you know, bud, we're both from New England, so we decided to just put a little moxie on the skis and just
Point them downhill, Bob. Sean, what we got to say?
Oh, yeah, I got to point them downhill and go, bud.
It never stops, boys. Great racing out, everyone. Let's go pull this course.
Wait.
All right, thank you, everybody.